Alright, today's video is going to be installing backup lights on a utility trailer. There's a couple real easy options you have on how to do this, and today I'm just going to go through the options and show you the differences on wiring plugs and easier way to install them if you'd like to. This trailer here, there's going to be a number 2 video on this. I have not installed the lights on this trailer yet. This is a Triton aluminum ATV trailer, almost identical to a snowmobile trailer, only it's not as wide. But I'm going to be wiring this trailer a little different, so when I do this video I'm actually going to show how I do it and the installation of it. But today I'm just going to be focusing on the different techniques and ways to do it, and then the trailer to the right of me I've already installed them on a few years ago, so pretty much go over why you would need them or the benefit to them, and then tonight when it gets dark I'm going to show some camera angles of how much light they actually put out and how well they do work and why it would be a good investment for anyone to do this. Alright, to get started, if you want to put backup lights on a utility trailer, I'm going to give you a few different options. I am going to do a follow-up video on this one. This trailer I haven't got around to doing it yet, but mice got up into a tube when this thing sat outside a couple years back that I didn't realize. Now I've been blowing fuses. They ate through my wires. I started pulling them out of the tubes there, so pretty soon there's going to be a whole other video on wiring backup lights into this. So if you want to see that, just keep watching. Hopefully here in the next month I'll be able to get that video done. Get started. This is the most common plug on a utility trailer. It's a 4-pin. You got a ground, the brown wires for your tail lights, the green is for right turn, yellow's for left, and then the green and the yellow also act as your brake lights. So in order to put backup lights on, you can't use this plug because you're missing a wire. So this is the first step and the easiest way to do that. The second most common plug on a vehicle today is a 7-pin. Now, I'm an Amazon affiliate, so I'm going to put links in the description below for some of this stuff that I'm using. If you'd want to purchase some of this stuff, go down there and click. It'll take you to the link to buy it. Easiest way would be step 1 is you can buy this plug. They're very inexpensive. There's a set screw right there I've already loosened. You pull that end out. What you would do is take your 4-pin, cut the wires off there, cut them back, splice them, and get ready to put new wires on this. You'd feed your plug, your bare wires through this end, out the other, and then you would hook the wires to where they go on this terminal. Now, on a 7-pin offhand, I can't remember which one is for which. I'd have to look at a wiring diagram for that. But you'd hook them up to whichever one they're supposed to go to, and then the middle wire is for your backup lights. So you would hook a connection onto there and then run another wire all the way back to the trailer for your backup lights. Now, you can just strip the wires back and wrap them around these screws and screw them on if you'd like. I don't like doing that. A couple other options you have is you have some different connectors. You have a ring connector you could use, put the screw through that. They make hook connectors you can use, and they make this spade. Some people call this a fork connector. So you got other options. That's the one. I like to use the connectors. I think they work better. You can crimp your wire in there, put it through to the screw, and then you don't have to worry about wires coming off, coming loose, that kind of stuff. So this is the first, most inexpensive, easiest way to do this. Now I'm going to go over to the trailer that I wired up and show you a second option you have. Alright, for the second option, there's 2 ways you can do this. They make a box with a pigtail. You can buy the boxes and the pigtails separate. The pigtails come with already connectors crimped on the end. You just run them, attach them to your frame rail, and go back underneath the trailer to a box, and then you wire them in from there. And then from there, you can wire your backup lights. Now, with this being said, a lot of your dump trailers, equipment trailers, and all that kind of stuff, a lot of them have the boxes in them. So if you wanted to wire backup lights on, say, a dump trailer that had a box, you just go find the box and you could wire it that way. Some trailer manufacturers, they put these heavy plugs on here, and I've seen them where they just run the wires on the rear of the pigtail and they cut them, and they just splice and hook directly into there. They don't use a box. So if you have a setup like that, you could just put connectors on the end of your pigtail, and you could insert a box if you'd like. So let me climb underneath the trailer here and show you what the box looks like. All right, here's the second option. You can run a pigtail with the box. There's 2 screws to hold the cover on. I've already removed them. Take it off to show you. There will be a link in the description below if you wanted to get the cord and the box. I'll put it in there if you wanted to do it this way. A lot of your dump trailers and equipment trailers, some enclosed trailers, they already have a box like this. So if your trailer already has a box pre-wired like this, you come in here, you find which pins for your backup lights, you hook a wire to that, and you run it back to them. It's pretty easy. Now if you didn't want to do a connector, if you wanted a heavy duty pigtail like I put on, you can buy the cord in the box, drill 2 holes in the frame rail, mount your box. This is the existing wires that were on the trailer. I just cut them so I had enough room to splice and crimp and put new wires on, and then I discarded all this stuff to the 4-pin to the front. Now all these pins are color coded, but I do want to just note the existing wires on your trailer you always have to check, because the wires on your trailer don't always indicate what the wires are on here. But this is just a second option. This is a little harder to do than a plug. I just like the box because if you ever had wiring issues or you wanted to add lights, more marker lights or anything, you can come right in the box and run off of it. The other thing I do is I run from my ground directly out, and I ground right to the frame rail of the trailer. Make sure you grind all the paint, rust, that kind of stuff off. I always use stainless steel hardware, anti-seize compound to just hold back any corrosion I can so I get a good ground. So that's probably a little harder option, but it is a second option if you wanted to do. Alright, so whatever plug or method you use, once you run your wire to the rear of the trailer, now we can talk about the backup lights themselves. Now you can mount lights on the rear to plug into. These here are about a 7-inch wide slimline Cree LED light. There'll be a link in the description below to check these out. I just wanted to point out what I was using before I did the night test in case anyone was interested in these lights. You can use whatever light you want. You can use a larger one, brighter one, bigger ones, but I really like these for how slim they are, and you don't really notice they're there. They don't get in the way, and these things for their size are extremely bright. You'll see that in the video here shortly. One thing I like about these lights is most of these lights have a bolt in the center here that mount, but it makes the light hang down or stick out. These have a bracket on each side, so they worked really well for hugging the frame rail. I got a couple sets of these lights, one on a trailer, I put a set on the golf cart, etc. But these worked out very well for the golf cart, so let me wait till it gets dark and I'll show you what they look like. Alright, it's a little dusk out. That's just an idea of how bright these little lights are. They put off a lot of light for the size of them, and makes a huge difference for even backing up at night. So wanted to throw that on there now just to show the light of them when it's not really dark out. We'll let it get a little darker and I'll set up and we'll do some backing up, maneuvering around here and show some different angles of how well they work. All right, hope this video helped some of you guys, just give you an idea of some of the easy ways, how it's not real hard to add backup lights to these trailers, whether it's small trailer or big trailer. It does make a big difference at night. I hope this video helped. I am going to be doing a part 2. I'm going to try to explain more in the wiring on how to do this when I do this Triton. I'm going to be going with some different lights in this one. It's going to have flush mount. I'm going to cut holes here, mount them in instead of going with the lights the way I did on this one. If I didn't explain anything very well, or you guys are confused or have any questions, please comment below. I try to answer all the questions. Like I said, I hope this video did help explain and show the benefits of having some of these lights on these trailers.